Hey,
Hey,
hey, how we doing?
how's it going?
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the VACAY-JTV and Friends Live. I am VACAY-J, and with me today is one of our friends and partners. She does a lot of things. She's doing big things in the travel industry and many other industries. All right, she'll tell you about. So we want to welcome back to Finity TV. What's going on, Tiff?
Hey, everybody.
What's going on? And we're just waiting for our other friend to come on, And I just want to welcome everybody to our live broadcast, live stream on VACAY-JTV. Again, to Finity TV, she has her own channel. So again, if you like what she's talking about and you're feeling what's going on her channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, please. And go ahead and definitely hit that notification bell as well. And if you haven't subscribed to VACAY-JTV, please go ahead and do that as well. All right. I know it looks like I'm far away. I'm not far away. I'm right here. You can feel me. You can see me. You can touch me. All right. We just got a new situation going on. We're working things out. Got some new equipment. So now you can see me though. I mean, last week you couldn't really see me. I was like in the clouds. I was in the background a little bit. No special effects. At least you can see me now, right? At least you can see me now. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, we are here. We are live. And again, Tiff, how's it going?
It's going well, very well. Yeah,
Okay.
Summer's coming. It's heating up. It's starting to warm up. So
it was hot out here in Vegas, right? I mean, this is like 90 degrees.
Yeah, I got shorts and a t-shirt on today. So
yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, so before we get started, definitely if you're loving bel-air, if you're loving snowfall, if you're loving powerful force, and if you're loving ruthless, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we're going to be covering all of those. I cover all those shows and recap all those shows. You probably have a little bit of fun because I like to have fun doing these recaps just for you. All right. So we're going to get started. And, let me see. Somebody else popped in. Let's see. I think you might have one other person up. Not yet. All right. All good. So you ready to dive into this, Tiff?
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay. So let's dive into this thing. Let me go ahead and share with the people what we're going to talk about today. And again, we're going to be looking at the comments. So we're going to be looking out for your comments. I know that sometimes we have our good friend, faithful friend, Nicole on. So Nicole, if you're on, shout out to you. And anybody else that comes in, we're going to be checking for. We're going to be looking at the comments. So we're going to be looking out for your comments. I know that sometimes we have our good friend, faithful friend, Nicole on. So Nicole, if you're on, shout out. There we go. So yes, looking forward to making this thing happen. And Tiff, tell us what's going on with you.
So I'm doing quite a few things, but you mean as far as like what I'm putting together in travel right now?
Yeah, a little something. Tell us a little bit of something.
Okay, so I'm in the travel industry and I specialize in group travel. So we have a Virgo badge. So anybody who's a Virgo, your birthday's in that time where I think it's like August 26th, the 29th, we're going to be putting together a big, huge party. I'm putting together hotel packages right now. And so more details are coming for that, but that's something that I'm working on right now. It's going to be huge. And what else am I working on? I'm gonna work on my channel. I'm gonna work on posting new videos. So just bear with me. Please subscribe to the channel. I will be dropping some new content very soon.
Awesome. Good stuff, Tiff. Good stuff. I like it a lot. All right, fam. So yeah, we're absolutely gonna start talking about one of your favorite TV shows you all know and love. Good stuff, Tiff. Good stuff. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, fam. So We're gonna talk about Bel-Air. Let's get into it. You ready for that?
I'm ready.
All right. So where do we start? What are the 3 things that stood out to you from this latest episode of Bel-Air?
So Bel-Air started out, I really like that Aunt Viv finally found her voice in this episode. And they did spend some time around her endeavors, her painting, her journey in painting. And she was able to get that going again. And with the support of her family, everyone. So I really, really like that. I also like that Carlton and Will, did also share a moment together. They're becoming more close, but this particular episode with Carlton's anxiety issue, it showed that Will was, he had to be kind of forced into it, but he did bring it up. He brought up that, Carlton's not really doing too well mentally. And so that forced them to grow even more of a stronger bond. I also liked that Jeffrey kind of, gave Uncle Phil a little pushback on the situation with Will finding out more about his dad and him going he gave him some pushback about it and really lit a fire under him, really, about and gave him a good read. If I must say, he gave him a good read about himself, told him about himself.
Right.
And forced him, not forced, but just really caused him to question and think, what he's been like as a man, as a father, as a husband. So, but yeah, those were the 3 things that stood out to me.
Okay. So the 3 things that stood out to me was definitely, we're going to touch on it, definitely Ashley. Ashley, wanting to have more of the community. I'll say the community because I don't want to mess up the letters. But she wanted to have more of the community in more positions of authority within the church, not just the song leader, something like that. She said, not just the song leader, but
choir director.
Choir director, right. So that stood out to me because she's really, pushing that, right?
Yeah.
She's really pushing that. Okay, we got Amy. She's coming in, so I'll continue. And she's really pushing that. And what also stood out to me was the fact that, Aunt Viv, she knows what's going on. What's up, Amy? Welcome.
Hey.
All right.
Amy.
Hey.
All right, there we go. So got that different look on today. I see you. You know what I'm saying? All right. So her mom knows that she is curious about her, about the same sex. She's curious about it. And her mom wants her to go ahead and just kind of like lay it out for her. You know what I'm saying? Right. She's trying to be real patient with her. She's not trying to force her. She wants her to voluntarily let her know, like, here, I'm here for you. Go ahead and we can talk about it whenever you're ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing a little feedback on somebody's end. They want to turn it down. So that stood out to me. And the third thing that stood out to me was absolutely the brotherhood between Jeffrey and Uncle Phil, man. Like that was, to me, again, that was a Emmy award-winning scene right there because these brothers went at it without throwing blows, without, just really showing love for each other. Like, but at first, I think that Jeffrey has more love for the family than him, and Phil is just in this corporate mode. Like, listen, I pay you, just do what I want you to do. And even though that's his brother, like, still for him to kind of pull rank like that, but like, listen, I do what I got to do, in order to take care of the family and to feed you. And it was just like, come on, Phil, like, Jeffrey's your boy. You know what I mean? That's your boy. Like, he looked out for you on many different occasions. He took care of Will's enemy, right? And he took care of many other things. So it's like, come on, man. Come on, Phil. Like, that's your boy. You know that's your boy. He knows too much. And he was breaking it down like, listen, this is what you did to your wife. This is what you did to Carlton. This is what you about to do to your girls. And this is what's happening. And he broke it down because he knows everything. So that's why I feel like he can't fire. He can't fire. It has to be a leave of absence because Jeffrey knows too much. He knows too much. You know
I mean, he does. I agree with that. He does. But I think it actually is that he fired him. It's just we're masking this as this because of what you know. So, you know, I think he really did fire him, you know, but that scene was one, I appreciate that this show is not afraid to go there, you know, because we talk a lot about male relationships and how we don't see a lot of that, those male connections. You know, men are always hard and tough and, you know, don't talk about this, don't talk about that. So to actually see that and to see it amongst Black men, yeah, that was definitely a moment to be celebrated for sure.
Okay, so what are the three things? Is that one of your three things that stood out?
So that is one. That was one of my three. Definitely the conversation that Aunt Viv tried to have with Ashley. You know, as parents, sometimes we know what's going on with our kids, but you know, especially, you know, there are some topics that are so taboo. They're so like, we're not gonna talk about this, we don't discuss this, sweep it under the rug. And you know, she tackled it head on. She went for it. She didn't wait for Ashley to come to her. She opened the door, you know, gave her an opening. Ashley didn't take it, but hey, look, I'm here. We can talk.
Okay.
Right. So that was my second one. And then the third one for me really was Carlton. It was Carlton's vulnerability. Like, to be honest, you know, to actually let somebody in. And the irony is the somebody that he let in is Will.
Right.
You know, so those were my three.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, you know, we have our third guest on the line, our third co-host. What's going on, Nicole? I see you. What's going on, Nicole? Salute to you. Thanks for joining us as usual. We appreciate it. You know what? I mean, you keep this up. We may have to bring you on the show so we can actually see you on the show because you have some real good, you know, perspectives on things. So she says, hey, guys. I guess she says what stood out to her is the old G. Vivian and Will's mom. Okay, so okay. Aunt Viv and I guess she's like the old grandma Viv or whatever, Gwen Viv. And she says, I think Aunt Viv will be understanding and Jeffrey will be back. Can't get rid of him. Exactly. I feel the same way. So he's taking a leave of absence. Okay.
They're going to get rid of him, but he's definitely fired.
He's taking a leave of absence he's probably going to go to Jamaica or go to England or wherever you want to go, just so things will simmer down. But I believe that Uncle Phil, after doing what he did, because if you watch the show, right? Everybody watch the show, right? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that was a question you wanted to ask.
I just want to make sure. So, like, I think after Phil did what he did at the end, which was giving up and really dropping out of the race, just so he can, you know, take care of the family and support Aunt Viv with her fellowship and everything else like that. I believe at that very moment, he really came through to the realization that Jeffrey was right. Jeffrey was correct. That he did not want his ambition to crush the family. And again, he's going to be like, come on back, Jeffrey. You were right. Forgive me for trying to just pull rank on you and just trying to, you know, use a paycheck to control you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were totally right on that. Right? So what are your thoughts? Tiff?
Jeffrey definitely, you know, had clearly felt close enough to him to talk to him in that manner, you know, to bring that up to him. I mean, clearly they share a bond that, you know, not most employees and employers possess, you know. I mean, he's lived with them he sees them in the morning and afternoon and at night. Like, you know, he's around all the time. He does special things for them. So
Right.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that he was even able to say that to him.
Right.
And then charge him to prove him wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, like prove me wrong.
That part.
And yeah, so
prove me wrong. Okay. What else? What are the three things that, okay, Nicole says she would love that. Okay, cool. What are the three things that stood out that you was like, dang, man, that shouldn't have happened. Oh, that's messed up, whatever. What are the three things? Amy?
Let me just say, I wanted to just grab Lisa by the shoulders and just shake her. Like, can you calm the freak down? Like, please.
Why you say that?
Like, it was just, I don't know. She was doing too much to me. You know, first of all, how you just gonna walk in these people's house? Number one, you know, is that the new rule?
She close to the family.
Twice and I come in.
Nah, she close to the family. She's been close to the family for a long time. You know, her mom and Aunt Viv was like sisters. Remember that?
Listen, these are bougie people. That's the other thing that got me. Like, born, like I'm sure you, Jay, born and raised in a Black church. I don't know what that was. I said, this got to be the bougiest. They got, you know, church mothers had a lot to say. You showing up, all of this is exposed, your shoulders out. What we doing? What church we going to?
Yeah. I get it. Absolutely. So it definitely was one of those things. Oh, I'm sharing my screen. There we go. All right. Yeah, continue. Please continue. I'm still working over here, but please continue.
Yeah, my light ain't participating with me today and keep falling. But
All right.
You know,
this is live. That lets them know this is live. This is live.
Yeah, I know. So it was Lisa, it was the church. Yeah. And then I guess if I had to have a third one. Okay. So this is really, really minute. So they told us that the original Vi. No, they told us that the original Aunt Viv number 2, her name was Janice. I was waiting for them to say that Vi's name was Helen. So I was like, at least we would have gotten the other 2 sisters' names, but they never called her name.
Yes. I know exactly. I heard Janice. That's all. You know, me and Janice and I. That's all I heard. Right. So, but I don't think that this is going to be the last time we see him because he is going to take the fellowship, right?
Right.
So it's not going to be the last. Here we are. Here they are, beautiful women,
beautiful
OGs. You know what I'm saying?
Gracefully.
I was happy to see them. To be honest with you, yes, I remember them from the show, of course. And yes, some people like, Aunt Viv number 2, Aunt Viv, whatever. Some people say Aunt Viv Light. Tiff, we had this discussion. Aunt Viv Light. I'm not gonna call the original Aunt Viv dark. I'm just saying, you know, she was number 2. But here's what another thing that stood out to me. You guys ready for this?
Uncle
this
Phil.
Part right here, when she was looking at Aunt Viv's paintings and pieces. Look at that. Who's that?
Uncle Phil, James Avery.
I didn't see that.
I know.
And she got a little emotional too in that moment.
Yeah. She again. At first, I thought that she painted Biggie Smalls. But I was like, nah, that's not Biggie.
Man,
that's not Biggie. But then I was like, nah, that's Uncle Phil, the original.
James Avery.
And the heart. Yep. And the heart on his shirt.
Yeah. So you already know that's love. That's love right there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah. So that's love.
Yeah.
That's Uncle
I
Phil.
I totally missed that.
Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. For real.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know? So yeah, they had a discussion. They already decided that she was going to be, you know, the one for the fellowship. And there was a lot for her to decide, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about this though. We didn't talk about this yet, right? What do you think about Will not wanting to see his father, not wanting to open up that envelope? What are your thoughts on that?
I'm gonna let you go, Tiff, because I can dominate conversations. So I'm gonna let you go.
I mean, Yeah, I mean, the way that Jeffrey presented that to him, it made him really think about it. And it almost kind of influenced his decision not to open it. The way he presented to him, he was like, "This is going to impact the entire family," and Will is already like, "I've done that just by getting in trouble in Philly and being sent out here. I've already impacted the family. Like, I'm not finna open this envelope and open up a whole nother can of worms."
Right.
When clearly everybody has been hiding this man from me for a reason. So so those are my thoughts on it. I mean, I think that his decision not to pursue it was just influenced by the fact that he was already impacting the family and just didn't want to bring any more problems to what was already going on. So
gotcha. Okay, Amy.
So I think that this is a temporary decision, and I think he's definitely gonna go back to it. This is where he is right now. But like he said, when he was talking to his mom in the previous episode, what do I get from him? What did I inherit from him? And I think those questions will continue to bubble up, and eventually he's gonna be like, I gotta know, especially now since the information is accessible.
Yes.
Right.
There.
And Uncle Phil, Jeffrey told Uncle Phil, like, you should have just helped him with it instead of just shutting it down completely. You should have gone ahead and gave him a little bit of it, something, give him the truth about it. So
right.
I believe that it'll be in the back of his mind, and it won't be there long.
Absolutely. What about this part right here? Chime in. What about this part right here where he said that you was more of a father to me than anybody's ever been, right? Like, you already know Phil was touched by that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he already had a place in his heart for Will and everything he's going through. I mean, for him also to not open up that envelope because he felt that way. Not only because of what you said, Tip, but because he feels like Phil has done more for him from a male perspective than any other male in his life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he really is his dad. I mean, and he's like the main figure, father figure in his life. So
right.
For him, it's really like no reason to do it. He's like, whatever's in there doesn't matter because I'm gonna be here. I've been here for you. I've been here this whole time. So
right.
So
absolutely.
Me in the OG episode the OG series because I love it so much. It was just that thanks for my skate. It was that whole moment relived or realized. Again, but it's like I said before, talking about these male to male connections that we do not see.
Yep.
And so I'm so appreciative for these moments in this show.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really it is really nice to see. I like that.
Listen, I love this show. I do, because they're touching on a lot of different things that's going on in our community that doesn't get talked about. So let's talk about this though. Let's talk about
this. Wait. If I can, I'm curious to know Tiffany's perspective. So talking about our community, it has been a lot of chatter about Aunt Viv's hair.
Okay, y'all go there.
Okay, so what is your perspective of that as far as, do you feel like the showrunners are doing a good job displaying our hair, or do you have issues with with the hair, specifically on Viv's hair?
Yes. and it's like, I want her to just be natural. They just need to give her a natural look. Just give her don't add hair to her hair. Just do her hair. and let it be that. Like, why are we adding to her hair, you know, to give her these, I mean, I don't even say expensive looks, but you know, she's expensive. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense. She can afford to switch it up and swap it out, but she can do that with her natural hair. But yeah, it just, some of the hair isn't quite blending and mixing well. And I mean, you can tell the texture difference. And, you know, I mean, it's supposed to look natural. So why don't we just make it natural?
Natural. So I'm 100% with you. And the thing for me was the texture piece. Like, it's two different textures. But then when I kind of analyzed it a little bit more, and from like a status standpoint, like, there is still a stigma with our hair, right? And though you may be natural and you may want to rock your natural curls, there's still like pressure to look a certain way. Still like pressure to have that more European look. So I think with her hair, I will give the showrunners grace and say they're being intentional with it to kind of maybe create the conversations that we are all now having about her hair. Because I was like, you know, that other ponytail, like, can we do something with your hair? Like, what's happening?
Y'all been talking about that for days. Y'all been talking about Hillary, for days.
I know, but Hillary's hair looks good all the time.
Lisa's natural.
And yeah, Lisa's natural. And Ashley's natural. I think it's maybe permed or pressed or something like that.
What about Lisa's hair though? What about Lisa's hair?
Lisa's natural.
Lisa's natural. But I think the thing with it though is kids can be natural. Like, young girls can get away with it. They're not moving in the circles that Viv is moving
exactly. In. Yeah.
They're not, you know, out front. You know, her husband's running for.
They don't have that pressure.
ADA. Yeah. You know, they don't have that pressure on them yet. So, you know, you can wear an afro or whatever, but she's kind of in the mix image wise.
Got you. Okay. Good stuff. All right, y'all got that out your system? Okay. We'll do another show based on that. And man, in fact, y'all can do your own show based on the hair of everybody, every other show. So let's move on. Let's talk about Fred. All right. Fred. What do y'all think about Fred? Was Fred wrong in doing this? Was Fred right in doing this and letting Lisa know that, yeah, the judge gave him information on Will, and Will was arrested in Philly, and then there was a strap involved? Was he wrong in doing this?
I wouldn't say he was wrong. I think at the end of the day, politics or not, he's a dad trying to protect his daughter.
Right.
And, you know, I think it started out, you know, separate because of the race, because of, you know, the campaigns. Yeah, let's separate. But then when he gets this information, yes, that's his daughter, that, you know, he wants to protect her. And I kind of mirror this to Phil's reaction when Jeffrey starts to speak on the daughters, right? You know, men get real protective of their daughters. You know, fathers get very protective of their daughters. So this to me is parallel to that. So I think for Lisa, it's genuine. To use it against Phil is absolutely dirty. But I think, like Jeffrey said too, at the end of the day, he is a good dude, but politics is politics. And this is the game. This is how we got to play it.
Okay. Tiff, what your thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, I just, you know, he's being a dad. I just was like, oh, of course he would do that. He doesn't want her to see Will anyway. I mean, the fact that, you know, this whole situation, it was just like the cherry on top to basically discourage her from seeing him. So I was just like, typical dad stuff to me. I mean, I mean, he used it, you know, to get into a better position of power and everything. Were they running for district attorney? So so, you know, I knew it was coming. You know, I figured it would come out, and how it came out was just like, typical dad stuff.
Typical dad stuff. I know. So let's go ahead. We already talked about Phil and Jeffrey. I want y'all to look at this though. I want y'all to look at this and see if you notice this. I know it's probably moving real fast. I want you to look at this clip from the show. And this is Aunt Viv's paintings, right? Did it come up yet? Let me see. All right, it's coming up now. You guys see it?
Yeah.
Aunt Viv's paintings, right? Oh, there's something right there. Okay. So, what do we see in these paintings? Of course, we see Uncle Phil, original Uncle Phil, right?
Mm-hmm.
We see Uncle Phil 2022. You see Muhammad Ali in there too?
Oh, yeah.
See? Right there.
Right there. Yep.
Yeah, that's Muhammad Ali.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, there's a reason why they're putting all this stuff together. You know, there's certain pieces that they're putting together subliminally to send us a message. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to get too deep on that. All right. So Phil wants to hold it down, right? Phil says, listen, take the fellowship. I'm going to hold it down. You know, I just had it out with Jeffrey. He didn't tell her that Jeffrey was fired. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, she asked him about it, and he didn't give her the truth. He didn't tell her the truth about really what was happening with that.
I wonder why.
It's the guy code.
I mean, it was between them. That was between him and Jeffrey. Like, telling her just would have stirred up all kind of stuff. She probably would have been upset and would have tried to fix it or try to get involved in it. He probably knew, like, it's really nothing really to tell her, honestly.
Right.
Like, it really wasn't nothing to make a big deal over. Like, we all know Jeffrey ain't going nowhere. He will be back.
Right. So are Will and Lisa still gonna be together? That's the question.
They are.
They are?
They are. Yeah. After you know, the conclusion of that, they are. I think, you know, she will be receptive to hear the story. She's curious about the story anyway, so she'll be receptive to hear it. You know, she knows who Trey is. You know, Trey came out there too. So, and then especially since now there's no threat to her dad. Yeah, she gonna press, and because they did the deed.
That's what I was gonna say.
She's not gonna be too quick to throw that away because
that's right. Yep, that's exactly what I was gonna say. They're gonna be right back because she gave up the
goods.
Gave up the goods. Okay.
Gave up the goods. Okay. So, you know,
okay.
She let him in her cookie jar. So,
and she's addicted. All right. So as we end the show, family came together. I mean, was this heartwarming or what? Like, to me, it was man, it's like Phil proved him wrong. Phil proved Jeffrey wrong. It wasn't about his ambition. I love the show. I love how the show ended. You know what I'm saying? What are your thoughts on it?
I loved it as well. That was a very touching moment. You know, and he put to bed the idea that he just, you know, goes after what he wants without thinking about his family. Like, he opened it up with that. Like, I'm a father, I'm a husband, and as a man, I'm gonna do better. And by that, I'm walking away from this whole opportunity, this whole thing, you know. And then I was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, but you kind of had to. Your back was up against the wall. It was gonna come out that you helped Will. They lied. You broke the law to do it, and you kind of had to do it. But I liked how it ended too. So
I was curious as to if he really was gonna drop out, because what I grabbed was, if you notice, his demeanor shifted just a little bit when Viv walked in. Like, I think when she walked in, that was the precise moment he decided to just let it go.
Yes.
Yeah. I think he was gonna try to get out in front of it first, but then seeing her, it was like, no, let me give this to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, she made sacrifices for a very long time. Yep. And I think it was, as we talked about, Tiff, like, his back was against the wall. There's nothing that he could have said to combat the fact that he obstructed the law right, to get Will out of jail, and that the judge was actually there. I mean, what I don't like was that judge coming in, just kind of like, yeah, well, you know, it could have been different. Like you don't even need to come through, son. Like, go to your seat. We know you on Fred's side. Like, you didn't have to come through. You didn't have to do all that. But once Will and Carlton came through, he kind of put 2 and 2 together and was like, yo, I'm gonna be defeated in this debate. You know? So on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm gonna keep it at 5. Scale of 1 to 5, what do you rate this Bel-Air episode?
Give it a 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say 4.5.
4.5. Okay. Okay. I'm around there too. Nicole, what are you rating? We'll see. I'm looking at all your messages in here. I see you. Salute to you. Thank you. All right. Let's move on. Next show, let's talk about Snowfall, Tiger King. Let's talk about that. Okay? Because this show is crazy. Like
crazy.
So hold up. Tigers, bears, lions, what's going on, right? So we were stripping on that. And now, you know, they in the cage out back with this lion. So what are the 3 things, anybody could jump in, what are the 3 things that stood out to you, good or bad, and then we can, you know, we'll go from there. Amy, you can go first.
Yeah, Amy, go first. Okay, I'll go first. So the obviously the tiger.
Right.
The tiger, I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Just, you know, this whole show is about straps and product, right?
Hey, good job.
Thank you. It's about straps and product and money.
Yeah.
And then to just throw in a whole animal.
Yeah.
Like unexpectedly, I was like, wow. Poor Franklin, he was screaming. He was like, help, it's a tiger.
Yes. I
just felt so bad for him. And man, it was just, so yeah, that. And then help me with the girl's name, please. Veronique. I want to say everything else but that. Okay, Veronique. You know, her conversation with Sissy.
Yeah.
You know, about her growing up and her mom being gone and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, see?
Yeah.
This is why I don't trust you. This is why I have trust issues with you. And the fact that they showed the baby at the ultrasound, I was like, okay, so she is pregnant.
Yeah, because
I didn't think she was pregnant.
You did have doubts. I remember you said you had doubts.
I did have doubts. So that, you know, they kind of put that to bed for me. I was like, all right, she's pregnant. Now is it Franklin's baby?
We as people always got questions, right? Yeah, we always got these questions like, well, yeah, you pregnant, but yeah, got you.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess those are really the only thing that really like just stuck out the most. Just, you know, I you know, what's his name? Teddy and the doctor chick or the nurse lady. What's her name?
Parissa.
Yeah, Parissa.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so that whole situation, you know, she's trying to help him and nurse him back to health and all that kind of stuff. And she's a kind of freak, you know. She's a little.
Oh, so you did see that part that I was telling you about?
I did.
Okay.
I did. Okay. And then in this episode, she, you know, she gets in bed with him and tries stuff with him. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. Amy?
So again, definitely the tiger. I think we all agree, you know, the tiger was the show stealer.
MVP, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then for me,
Yeah.
It was Uncle Jerome. That fight. Well,
Oh.
I can't even call that a fight.
Uh-huh.
Like, that was just a brutal beatdown. Like, to just see him go ham, I was like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know? And then the ultrasound moment, you know, he shows up, you know, after she's left, you know, for them to have that conversation. I was kind of glad that happened to give him some sort of, I guess, closure, if you can call it that.
Yeah.
That it wasn't just like, you know, she ran off with his kid and that's it. Because I mean, we already don't necessarily care for her. So I'm glad they didn't give us another reason not to care, not care for her.
I care for Verily and Franklin's baby. Okay. So what do you think about this? Because I'm gonna bring it up real quick. What do you think about the scene where Oso, with his genius self, Oso put the belt, I don't know if you noticed it, Oso put the belt
to lock it, yeah,
to make sure that gate in between them doesn't go up. Right. So when the dude came around and Frank was like, you know, I got a lot of money. He's like, he ain't even care. He didn't even care, right? So then when he tried to pull up that gate, it didn't come up. And then he went up on top to try to pull it himself. Right? Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And then also kicked the gate and he fell.
Yep.
That's what it was. He fell.
It was genius.
Clean in.
Look at your boy. Look
genius.
Look at the MVP.
It was genius. I was like, oh my.
He got a good little chunk of that right there.
Yeah.
Took
he was
clean off.
Boy screaming his man. I think he just died right on the spot.
Had to.
Yeah.
He bled to death. Yeah.
Look at him. Look at their face. They like, oh my God.
Yo.
So that Tiger was definitely the MVP of that. So what else stood out to you? Anything else that stood out?
That they didn't go.
Yeah.
They didn't go get the money. They didn't go back to where the money was, like, right away. They like kind of was dipping and hiding and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I mean, it's a good thing that they didn't go get the money right away. But still, I was just like, right? They didn't even go check on it.
Do you know what happened though? Do you remember? This is what happened. Let me bring it up for you. What happened was, they got out of there, right? They got out from the backyard where the Tiger was and all that. They were hiding, and they was about to roll up on the car to steal the car, but the car was full of the Vatos. So they tried to stick up the wrong car. And these guys were looking for them all night. So they tried to stick them up to take the car. They thought it was an innocent person, but no, it was the Vatos looking for Franklin and
Oh, I see. They were gonna go carjack somebody.
Yes.
And it ended up being them coming out. Because I was like, how did they just pull up on them? Okay.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
See, they pulled up on them and then they told them to get in the trunk and then they took them back to the beauty shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Took them back to the beauty shop. Okay. And yeah, let me see. What else? Mama's like, just look for my son. And your girl praying to the universe, trying to get Franklin back. This guy right here, man, he was pretty ruthless, but whatever. He's dead. He's dead. Mm-hmm. But it was clever for Franklin to be like, yo, I know where the money's at. Just take me and I'll show you, right? Where the money's at, and then we can come back. Just promise you won't kill us, right? But this is the part you was talking about.
Yes.
I was like, man, this girl right here, man, she is sneaky. And she's a lawyer on top of that. So you already know. Nothing against my lawyer friends out there, but
listen, I'm a Survivor fan too. I've been watching Survivor, and the season that I'm watching, there is a lawyer on there, and everybody has pit him to be like the weakest link, and he's not strong, and this and he's about to win this money. He about to win the $1 million.
He knows how to lie.
He's a lawyer, okay?
He knows how to lie and deceive. What you think, Amy? Jump in there. Yep. Mike, can't hear you.
To give us the backstory of her mom, I think it's, because they just kind of threw her in this season, they have to give us some backstory. We need some history on her. So I think this was kind of a clever way to do that. But to Tiff's point, it does add to the suspicion of, Veronique, because, you've been in some shady stuff your whole life. Like, okay, are you really trustworthy? And, are you really about this life?
Right. Okay, good stuff. So what about the part when, okay, now we talking about the ladies, right? What about the part when Sissy is talking to Veronique after they still trying to find where Peaches is at, where all this and that, right? And she tells Veronique, she's like, I've decided a long time ago that I love my son, but one thing I know is that, yes, if this happened before, it's gonna happen again. Just want you to know that. What are your thoughts on that right there? That she was just like, listen, it's gonna happen again, so you should basically think about not being around. What do you think about that?
That's grandma kicking in. That's grandma kicking in. You correct. One of the beauties of grandparents is that grandparents get to correct the mistakes that they made with their children, with their grandchildren. So this is her undoing whatever she did with Franklin.
I think she's just protecting her. I think she's protecting the baby. She wants to get her out of harm's way.
Yep.
And just make sure that she's not around, because she definitely knows it's gonna get crazy before it gets calm. Like the whole thing is just gonna go. And she doesn't, based on what they just went through. I mean, getting having that happen at the restaurant where they're all ducking, flying bullets everywhere. It's like,
Now here's the thing about that. Yes, she's trying to protect the baby. She's trying to protect Veronique. Was she thinking about Franklin's feelings at all?
No, because it's not about his feelings. And to Veronique's point, if his feelings get involved, he's gonna talk everybody into doing what he wants them to do, because that's what he does. So no, it's not about his feelings. You don't pull him into this. At the end of the day, do what's best for this child. And it's not for this baby to be in the midst of this.
Well, he wasn't too happy about that. He wasn't happy about it at all. And you see him, when he go back to the house, and he wanna be like Oso girl came in like, you made me upset. I thought you was gonna be dead, da da da. And then they hugged each other. And he was like, yeah, Oso, go home, get some rest, da da da. And they walked out and was like hugging each other. That's what he wanted too. But because Sissy said what she said, she was like, all right, I'm gonna go home. And he was like, nah, I'm gonna put a guy on you. She was like, nah, I don't need that. They're not after me, they after you. You know what I'm saying? And he knew right there when he kissed her goodbye that something was wrong. You could tell. It was a look on his face like, okay, she don't want no guy on her. He knew something was wrong. But he had
she slipped away. She slipped away so quick and quietly. That's what I didn't like. I'm like, so you told him he was gonna go home, and when he got there, you wasn't there.
Yeah.
And you left a note, and it's like, how? Where did you go?
Mm-hmm. Well, remember we talked about it, Tiff. Like, remember, she is a lawyer. She got her own bread.
Right.
You know what I mean? So she probably had her own place prior to even like connecting with him.
Yeah.
Or, whatever. You know what I'm saying? She got a little bit of money. I'm sure she don't got as much money as Franklin, but she got some money.
It was just the slip, it was kind of like the way she said that, like, I'm gonna go home, and then him coming and she's not there. Like that whole setup was just like,
right.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but I think that was necessary, because It ain't like she could have said, "Yeah, I'm not going home. I'm leaving." You know, if you want to avoid the conversation, avoid the conversation.
Now she knew what she was doing. She a lawyer.
Yeah.
She know the right thing to say. I'm gonna say just enough so you believe that I'm gonna be home. Yeah. But, bruh, I'm out of this motherfucker. I'm listening to you. I'm gonna go to my spot. You handle all these straps and people trying to come after you. But here's the craziest thing, right? So we already know what happened with Veronique. What we're not talking about is this. We're not talking about this right here. This right here, where whoever, and we know who did it, took the stash, took over $10 million from his stash. $10 million. If y'all remember this rack, there was money on that rack. There was profit on that rack. Mm-hmm. The whole like wall of money.
Yeah.
Gone. They left a couple of dollars left.
Yeah.
How insulting is that? Look at his face.
They left some gas money.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this will get you back to where you're going. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, look at his face. I mean, he already was captured, messed with the tiger, got with the Vatos. His lady is leaving. He got a bad feeling about that. And now his money's gone. And nobody knows where Peaches at. Where Peaches at? Where's Peaches?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where's Peaches? And Uncle Jerome, you know why he feel bad, right? He feel bad because Uncle Jerome is the one that brought Peaches on a long time ago. Mm-hmm. So now he kind of feel responsible, like, yo, Peaches ain't nowhere to be found. And at the same time, they think this Peaches that took it because he was the only other person that knew where the stash was.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's just like, man, and he was defending everybody. Everybody like, yo, it must be Peaches. He's like, nah, Peaches is sick. Peaches is sick. Like, no, Peaches took the money. Or did he take the money? Nah, he ain't take the money. He ain't take the money. So let's get to the end. Who is this guy? Who is this new guy?
Kane.
Who is this new guy, Kane?
He had to have been like the dude, you know, because they made reference to him pulling Franklin out of the pool. So he had to have been like, you know, the head honcho when they were growing up. You know, the king of the streets when they were growing up. So he's not unknown. But he is just like, he ain't shy with it.
Yeah, he an OG. Right. He an OG. He was Franklin's age now when they was kids.
Right.
And he called him, what'd he say? He said Little Leon and Frankie.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, he's like, yo, I mean, you see that dot, you see that tear, right? You know what that means, right? Mm-hmm. Y'all gotta say it. You know what it means.
Right.
Yes.
But Franklin's on some like, yo, you could have hollered at us, man, if you had a problem. And what did we find out? Y'all remember what he said? Because that was a long dialogue. Y'all remember what he said?
He made reference to like, you telling me what I gotta do.
Right.
Like,
do you remember why he's coming after Franklin? Y'all remember that?
Say it again.
Y'all remember why he's coming after Franklin?
I don't remember.
Okay. So the reason why he's coming after Franklin and the whole family is because
somebody got stabbed. His nephew got stabbed.
Right. His nephew got stabbed. Right. But then, okay, so he said, my nephew got stabbed. I wanted to go to the funeral, right? But I couldn't. They wouldn't let me do it. Right. But then this was all under Franklin's watch. But then his brother, right? He's claiming that Franklin shot his brother, right? And then instead of him coming out of prison to go to that funeral, he said, I didn't want to go because if I would have came out, I would have did something crazy that would have been locked up even more. He said, so I sat back, you know, I waited, and now I'm out, and now I had to get at y'all. So he's basically on some revenge type stuff right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he is on revenge. He tried to shoot up the whole family because he's supposedly saying that allegedly Franklin shot his brother and killed his brother. But Franklin like, yo, you know we can get at you at any time. Yo, we can get at you right, you know what I'm saying? And the dude was like, I ain't scared. Like he has no idea what Franklin's doing now. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it kind of is what it is. You know, it's just another problem on the plate.
Yep.
Right.
just
Okay.
another thing.
Okay.
It's another thing.
So now Franklin got a new enemy. So he's the new arch enemy now. He's the new op right now. So we're gonna see what happens with that. All right. On a scale of 1 to 5, what do y'all rate this show?
5.
5 for Tiff.
You said the show or this episode?
The episode, the show. What we just talked about. What we just talked about.
I mean, the show, of course, is a 5. Snowfall was really good. I give this episode probably a 4.
Okay, 4. Okay. Nicole, what's he saying? Okay. Was his brother Franklin's best friend in season 1? I got to go back and see myself. That's what we got to find out. I know he was close. I know they was close because they probably grew up together, and Kane was probably the older brother, the older dude, you know what I'm saying, at that particular time. So we'll find out. All right. Nicole says she rates it a 5. Okay, good stuff. All right. Everybody good? Okay, if you just joined us, family, again, we welcome you to the VACAY-JayTV and Friends live stream. Again, I have my co-host, Affinity TV, and Amy Veronica, who, by the way, here's the commercial break. Amy Veronica now is on her way to releasing her first debut album on March 31st called Journey Through My Journal. So definitely look out for that. Congratulations, Amy.
Thank you.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you. Super excited.
Absolutely. So definitely look out for the links. We're going to be putting some stuff out, some promotions. Look out for that. And Amy will probably be posting some stuff on her channel and her other social media. So look out for Amy Veronica on all her social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, all of that. She's
TikTok, Instagram,
all of that.
Snappy Chat.
There you go. She's going to be everywhere. The album's going to be everywhere on March 31st, right?
Yep. On all digital platforms.
Are you excited?
I'm excited. I'm emotional. I'm everything. Everything. Everything.
Right. Good stuff. All right. So that was that commercial break. Now, let's get to the next show. The next show I want to touch on, you guys know, we doing something different. The next show I want to touch on is, Tiger Scene for Unnecessary Trash. Oh, John, what's up, Johnny Cooper? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, buddy. Welcome to the live. All right. Absolutely. Oh, she says drop a link so we can support it. Amy, drop that link so they can pre-save right in that chat right there, okay? I'll give you permission. Okay, go ahead and do that. So they can pre-save it. You can pre-save the album, family. And then when it drops, boom. All right. So Johnny Cooper, definitely thank you for that off topic. Thank you for coming through the chat, coming through the stream. All right, good stuff. So let's talk about my other guilty pleasure. Well, my only guilty pleasure right now. Tiff, you know what it is. Sing the song for me.
When the sun go down.
Hey.
Oh, Lord.
Hey. Ruthless, family. Let's talk about Ruthless. Tyler Perry's Ruthless. Let's talk about it. It's buzzing right now. A lot of people talking about this show. A lot of people looking at this show kind of sideways. But a lot of people like, yo, I like this show. It's crazy, right? So, Tiff, you saw the show. Amy, you saw the show, right? Yes?
No, I have not watched it. I'm trying to catch up. It's a lot.
All right.
It's a lot with Ruthless.
All right. So, Tiff, what are some things that stood out to you from this particular episode?
So many things. So many things.
All right, keep it PG.
Okay, I'm gonna try my best. So number one, that the highest went on ahead and announced Ruth as his bride.
Yes.
And how everybody stood up and was, bowing to her and clapping, and everybody just all of a sudden turned on this extra sweet, catering spirit, and it's just like you're the highest bride now, so we gotta treat you almost like you're the highest, and it was just like, even Ruth was kind of like, okay, I gotta get used to this. This is crazy. Like they literally are like they're trying to, yeah, you know, she's like, okay, I was just, you know, doing, I was in KP duty, right, in the kitchen. Now, now y'all want to do everything for me. So, you know, the elder mother Marva, you know, she was like, you shouldn't be doing that when she was trying to take the punch. She was trying to go refill the punch for everybody. Right. Elder mother Marva was like, you shouldn't be doing that, you know. But she was like, no, I'm gonna do it because I want to lead by example. Since I have this new role now, I'm gonna lead by example, and I'm gonna do what, you know, what I normally would do. And then she called Joan. Yeah. She called Joan. Oh, she is just the funniest, man. She is the funniest character to me. Just her mannerisms and how she talks, and you know, it's very.
She's so fake though. She's mad fake.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a funny fakeness, you know. Yeah. The way she does things is so funny. So yeah. And then what else? Oh, that it was like everybody was trying to get it in this episode.
I don't think everybody was trying to get it. I think it was two people specifically.
It was three.
It was three. Who else?
It was the highest. It was Daikon.
Yes.
And then the guard. That guard
you're right.
He forced the girl. Yeah.
Manny. Man, I don't even remember him because he's a scumbag, man. If there's anybody I don't like on the show, it's that dude right there.
I hate him. I hate him. Yeah. So he forced the girl to, you know, perform on him. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm telling you, y'all blow me back with this show. Like, why do y'all watch this show?
Because, we told you before, we told you last time, it's the stories. And it's crazy. It's just off. It's just, you know what going to the left. You got that one show that goes to the left. And we're going to talk about at the very end, we're going to talk about Atlanta a little bit because you already know they be all them on some other stuff, right? So yeah, okay. So those are the three things that stood out to you, Tiff?
Did I say
you can say more than three because you gotta make up for Amy's. But you got two more.
I just like, because the thing is, about this show, here it is for me. I like the drama, yes, and I like the story and all that stuff. It's the fact that that's what it is. The FBI agent has infiltrated the cult now. He's in there and they are trying to get away. That is the whole thing for me. Some of the people have woken up, they're now woke, and they realize that they're following this dirtbag, like this dude that is like trying to kill them. He's not really, you know, they're making him out to be this, you know, all powerful, you know, person. He's really dangerous. Yeah. He's really dangerous. And some of them have seen the light. Like, we need to get out of this situation. And some of them are trying to escape. Some of them have escaped, but not everybody made it. Right. Not everybody made it out. Okay. And so that's what it is for me. I like seeing that, the fact that there are some people who they're plotting and scheming on how to get away in front of them, though, like in front of them. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to talk about this guy right here, right? This guy right here, you know him, you don't like him, right? Whatever. This guy right here, Daikon, right? Daikon. Some people say something else, but Daikon, right? He's looking at them. She's looking at him. He is so jealous, right? He is super jealous of the highest. And I want to say he's a little jealous of Ruth too, because, you know, but more so the highest, because, you know, he was like the number 2 to the highest, right? So anything the campus needed or whatever, like he's the number 2 guy. he's the one that the highest would go to all the time. But now there's other people involved, right? There's other people who are like, yo, Andrew, River, and now Ruth, who is the bride of the highest, right? So he's not number one anymore. So he's real jealous of what's going on. And look at the highest, he's just like, you know, Ruth, you're real special to me. You're real, you look like Elvis. You're real special to me, girl. You know, it's by the way he talks. And she just smiling, you know what I mean? She just smiling. Look at Elder Mother's face though. She like,
yeah, she giving it her side eyes and yeah, the stank face.
Gave up the nappy dugouts to get in your position. You know what I'm saying? Right? So, I mean, here's the part that's crazy, right? So, Daikon looks at River and look at River smirking. Look at that smirk on his face. This cat, he's like, yeah, I got out of the freezer. What now? You try to take me out. I'm out of here, right? And now he's like, yeah, come with me right now. He's like, no, I don't want to do it, right? So, this part right here was bugged out to me because he saw the highest was leaving and Ruth went over to him like, oh, you want me to come with you? And he was like, nah, but send River though. I was like, oh, dang, this guy crazy, right? So yeah, I mean, the highest, this one, he was doing the most, man. He was trying to get it popping with River. He's trying to get it popping on all levels. You know what I'm saying? And then Daikon trying to get it popping with your boy Andrew. And Andrew's like, what?
That was so funny. I was like, what?
Yeah. When River was in there with the highest, he was like, yeah, you know, yeah, I felt good because the guys were looking and they were kind of jealous that I picked Ruth and everything. And he was like, yeah, you should feel that way all the time. I was like, yeah, that was a good plan, River. Now take off your clothes. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Like,
And River was like, no.
This show is wild.
Yeah, that is wild. And then he was like, no. River was like, no, you have a good momentum right now. We don't want to mess things up. Everybody's watching the movie. He's like, you trying to deny me? He's like, no, I would never deny you the highest. You know what I'm saying? Maybe later. Maybe later. I was like, get up out of there, son. Run up out of there. Right? Yeah,
because he knows how he is with him. You know, right. I mean, like a few episodes back, we saw him all tied up naked on the floor.
We saw him tied up and in restraints because he was mad. He takes his anger out on River.
Yes.
And he takes his anger out on
and
River.
That's why he didn't want to see Daikon. He didn't want him. He was like, Daikon always brings you bad news.
Right.
Like you get mad and then you take it out on me.
Yes. Yes. And then when he went to go get Daikon, he was like, Daikon, be cool because the highest thinks that every time you come to him, you bring him bad news. But the highest didn't say that. River said that, right? They real manipulative. But here's the part I want to talk about. Remember when Daikon went to see the highest and he started talking about Ruth. And he was talking about, yeah, you know, the baby maker just makes me feel real good.
He called it the baby maker.
The baby maker makes me feel real good. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, yeah, you know, and when she, let's just say, when she swallows the sunflower seeds. Man, listen, this episode was wild.
When he said that, I was
wow.
When she swallowed, you know, the
I mean, it's just
I was like, yo, this is crazy.
We can't even really talk about it. Like,
I know we can't. But remember when at that same scene, when the highest was like, yo, I want you to put your best man on him, right? Your best man. Who's your best man? Andrew. Nah, don't put Andrew on him because that's your number 2, Daikon. Who else you got? He was like, I got Manny. He's like, okay, we'll put Manny on him and I'll make sure he's cleansed. So that guy Manny, who's a douchebag, who was doing all types of stuff to all the ladies, now he's gonna get his Rockadookie karma. Because the highest is about to cleanse him. You know?
I'm happy. I'm glad. I'm good. Good for him. He's gonna get what he deserves.
Yes. Wow. Yes, he's gonna get what he deserves. I'm with you. Salute. I'm with you on that. Absolutely. So, wow. So what about the plan that Ruth had? to save River.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was genius. To put the little bottle of
pills.
Pills. That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Yeah,
and then because
like, I'm gonna find out, why you was trying to snoop into that safe. Of course, River's trying to snoop in the safe to get the money transfer, $3 million. But Daikon didn't know that. So Ruth said, hey, let Daikon know. And if the highest asks you, let them know that, you have a problem and you have these pills and you put it in the safe and you keep it safe for the highest because he takes them too. Ruth, that was pretty genius right there. So when Daikon went to talk to Joan, right? Joan was like, oh, I can't open the safe. He's like, open the safe. He was all in her personal space. Like,
oh my God.
He had to have a breath mint. I hope he had a breath mint. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure he on the campus, they don't be washing like that. His breath was probably the dragon, like, you know what I'm saying? Right? So he all up in her face, like, open the safe. And she's like, no. Because he's like, I'm gonna put you in a punishment trailer. She's like, well, it's either that. Now she talks. It's either that or face the highest. He's like, okay. So tell me. He's like, tell me what's in it. Oh, there's paperwork. There's this, and there's also pills in there. Oh, there's pills in there. Yeah. Okay. And then he touched her shoulder and walked off, and she was like, either she was feeling it or she wasn't feeling him at all. What do you think?
I think she was testing his. I guess she was trying to flirt with. I think it was a little flirt just to see. Yeah. It was like to kind of, what do they call it? When you trying to see somebody's temperature. She was trying to test his temperature to see if he would,
try something with her,
desire her in any kind of way. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So, Brian's there, who's the FBI guy. Oliver is in the trailer. Lacey's in the trailer. Lacey can't stay out the trailer, man. Like, she stays in, that's her spot. Like, she stays in the punishment trailer.
Girl.
Right?
Oh, girl.
Remember when Brian asked, did you see my wife here?
Yeah, like, no. They saw it. And Lacey said,
like, I seen that girl. I was like, dang. Right? Yeah. So I think she's going to be coming back. Okay? Yeah. So now let's end it. Because Amy, she's being very patient.
No, listen, I'm intrigued because this show is weird.
Yes. Right up your alley. So,
like it's the only like off thing I watch, because like I said, I like family shows, I like game shows and all that kind of stuff. It's the only one that takes me to the dark side.
And I'm still like, I'm still thrown and like, this is Tyler Perry? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me read Nicole's comments here. And she was talking about it was all Rivers' plan. Yep. Mm-hmm. She said the highest was wrong for that. Couldn't believe he said that. Talking about, Then she laughed. Said the conversation was intense. Absolutely it was. Let me see what else she said. Okay, that's it. Okay, yeah. So let's shoot to the end.
Ingesting protein.
Okay. Okay, that's a good way to say it. So Nicole's like, I'm with Oliver, because when Brian was talking and asking questions to Lacey was just volunteering information. I was like, yo, don't say nothing to him. Don't talk to him. And Lacey's like, yo, ain't nobody else gonna save us. You can't save us. You tried. Right. Oh, remember that part? Here's another part that I remember. Remember Brian was like, so why do people come here? And he was like, they come for love. They strung out on, products and stuff like that. And then Brian was like to Lacey, why did you come here? Oh, I came here for love. He's like, did you find it? And Oliver's sitting right next to her, and she's like, nah, I didn't find love.
She fixed it. She said that she did fall in love with him, and she did love him. She fixed
but
it.
He had to be like, what you mean? He looked at her like,
because he was like, what's going on? He was like, what's going on? He was like, apparently nothing. Nothing is going on.
But I questioned that because I think she just said it because he was there. Because if you remember season 2, everybody that's watching, you remember season 2, all right? That long, drawn out season where they was trying to get, Lacey stole Lilo's car keys from Oliver's pocket after she kissed him. And then they escaped from the punishment trailer. And then they ran to the car and they didn't know how to drive stick. And they couldn't even get out, right? You remember that?
Yes.
So if she was so in love with Oliver, why did she jump in the car with Paula and try to escape and not go get Oliver? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think because at that time he was still wrapped up in the cult mindset. He hadn't, woken up like they were woke, and he was still following the highest and still following the rules of the cult. So that's why she did.
You're right. And it was Tally that changed his mind.
Yes. Yes.
Tally showed him where the other stuff was that they was gonna put into the punch so they could all go to the rock room.
Yeah.
Like all go to the rock room. See, this space is good. You know what I'm saying? Like I could use this space. So anyway, let's shoot to the end of this episode because we gotta get to force. All right. So FBI guy Brian's in the punishment trailer. The highest, Daikon, and Andrew are there. And they're talking like, yeah, Andrew, you're a loyal soldier, you know what I'm saying? Like, Daikon didn't believe that, that you was loyal to us. He thought that you was FBI, but you're not. And Andrew's like, yeah, Daikon, he didn't know what he was talking about, whatever. So he's like, yeah, there's one way to really prove it. So they walk over to the trailer. The highest gets Daikon strapped. And he gives it to Andrew and say, yeah, you could prove it by going in there and taking out the FBI guy. Man. And then boom, that's how it ends.
Man.
So Tiff and anybody that's watching it, Nicole, I see you watched it. What do you think Andrew's gonna do? Is Andrew going to take out Brian, FBI guy, his guy? Is he gonna take him out?
Yes.
Oh.
I think he's going to do it. I think he's
okay.
going to, or there's going to be another interception, like how he got intercepted from going there with Daikon.
Right.
Something happened just then that prevented that situation to go down. And I felt bad for Andrew because I was like, man, you got saved by River because Daikon was ready to take you down. Daikon was gonna take you down, but
man, he was like,
but then to walk into this situation,
yes.
Oh my gosh,
right?
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I think he's gonna do it though. I don't think
he's gonna do it.
Found out. Yeah, because if he gets found out that he's the mole the whole time he's been there and undercover. I mean, because at this point, I think they do know each other.
Yeah.
And
but again, he doesn't want to give that up in front of everybody else because Brian came there before posing as the sheriff, remember?
Right.
In the last season. And he knew, he was like, yeah, you look familiar, da-da-da-da. And Andrew's like, nah, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to act like he don't know, but yeah, he knows. They know.
Yeah.
So Nicole says, I don't know. She says she doesn't know if Brian's gonna take him out. I'm gonna tell you my theory real quick because I saw the trailer for the whole season. You know me. You know me. Now again, I may be wrong, I may be right. Y'all let me know. All right, we'll see in the next episode. So I don't think Andrew's gonna take out Brian.
Okay.
Something's gonna happen where he's gonna have to go somewhere and do something.
Yeah.
Like something else is gonna happen. Some distraction is gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. I don't know what.
Right.
The reason why I say that is because in the trailer for season 3, right, they show somebody else in the cooler with a similar beard like Brian that doesn't have a shirt on, probably doesn't have anything on, and the highest is taking either some type of, I don't know, a staff and pushing him into the cooler, and Ruth is standing right there licking. Okay? Somebody got feedback. So, yeah, I don't think Brian's going to die that way. I think they're gonna put him in the cooler. Something's gonna happen. Either it's gonna be him or it may be Malcolm, because they look very similar with that whole beard. They just, you know how they do it with the trailer. They put a whole, like, they kind of mess with it to blur the face. So that's what I think. That's what I think. All right.
I can't wait till next episode. I'm on the edge of my seat now for that one, because it was, I mean, my mouth dropped to the floor when he was like, go in there and do. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this could be it. This could be the whole, you know, his cover could be blown right here.
Right.
You know.
Right. Okay. Scale of 1 to 5. What do you rate it?
Definitely 5.
5. Okay, Nicole, what do you rate it? Or anybody online that's watching, what do you rate Ruthless? And if you haven't seen it, guys, definitely go check it out. Check out my recaps first. See if you like it. If you do, go ahead and check out Ruthless, because we checking it out. Like, a lot of people like this show, right? I'm gonna say a 5. It was definitely a build up, and it was like, yo, what did the highest say? What did Daikon say? Yo, this is crazy, right? It's crazy. Okay. All right. So let's go into the next show. I know Amy's been patiently waiting. Thank you, Amy. And yes, I hope that you start watching the show so we can have more discussions on it. Now, let's talk about Power Book 4 Force. All right. Man. Again, I like Power Book 4 Force. A lot of people like Force. More so now than ever, because of episode 5, when they finally pulled out the straps and went crazy and somebody passed, 3 people got taken out. You saw it? Okay. Did you see it?
I was about to start that episode before we got on. So
Okay. But Amy, you saw it, right? Yes.
I did.
All right. Good. It's your turn. Your turn to sit on the side. All right. So now. Okay, Nicole, you gave it a 5. Thank you. You gave the other show a 5. Okay. So, Amy, Veronica, artist, makeup artist, musical artist. I'm doing shameless plugs. Album coming out March 31st. Journey through my journal. What stood out to you with Force?
So I think what just continues to stand out is Dahlia. Like this product is, something nobody has seen. And what I think what really kind of grabbed me too, so that would be 1. 2 would be giving us, this understanding of why Tommy is being so, I guess I could use the word passionate about this particular move. And why he's moving the way he's moving. He's keeping his circle really small, and giving that explanation that this is finally something that's his, that he can, he's seeing it from birth to wherever it goes. So I like that piece, but then the friction with Gloria, right? Yeah. So like, her making the decision to, I want this no more. I'm done. Yeah. And seeing like how the impact that's having too. So it's a lot of different dynamics, but then like I can't think of her name, but the chemist who's actually creating the product. Lauren. Like she's trying to, I'm HR, so she's trying to have a work-life balance. And that ain't working. That ain't working.
That's funny. True.
So like, it's a lot of moving parts. Like, and then, Tommy, he's trying to trust his team, but there's some issues where, like if I can't trust the way you moving, then we can't do this. I thought it was a really good episode.
Okay.
I thought it was a good episode.
All right. So now it's my turn. I'm going to share with you what stood out to me. Number 1, at the top of the show, what stood out to me is this young lady right here. And to me, this was her show. She's going to pop up any second. Here she is. Liliana looking
I would
good
agree with
up in the
that.
club, boy. I mean, she went up in there and she put that dahlia on her lips and she kissed that guy. And that guy that she kissed in the club, that was her real husband in real life. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's an actor too, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, she put it on her, right? And all these ladies was like putting it on everybody and giving them a little taste of the dahlia. So that's what stood out to me. Of course, Tommy is just like, yeah, this is going great. But your girl, she wants to keep it high end and he wants to keep it like, yo, we want to get it to everybody. What I loved about that is that, you know, he was trying to teach her the game because she really didn't know the game. You know what I'm saying? She really has just been doing books. She wasn't really doing what her brother Vic and her father was doing. So she didn't really know. So Tommy had to kind of put her on like, this is, you know, this is Streets 101, man. I'm giving you a degree in this. You know what I'm saying? It's not a little diploma. I'm giving you a degree. Pay attention to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that stood out to me, these guys right here, right? D-Mac and Marshall. Okay, D-Mac and Marshall. Like they coming through on some like, yeah, you know, we're going to make this happen. And we want to be carriers. And Gary, Indiana shows up on the scene, right? Gary, Indiana. They're giving a shout out to Gary, Indiana. And another thing that stood out to me was, you know, him, Jannard still staying on D-Mac. And D-Mac's like, you know, I don't want to do it. I gave you the money back, but he's like, yo, you going to do it. He kind of like was forcing D-Mac's hand, even though D-Mac didn't want to do it. But he did look out for Tommy.
He did.
That's the thing I love. Like, see, everybody thought from the last episode that when D-Mac saw Tommy and Tiff, you could chime in on this because you saw the last episode, right? I'm sure you did. I don't know. When D-Mac saw Tommy talking to his father, JP, in the house, everybody was like, oh, because JP, he had a husband, he thought that Tommy was his new lover. I was like, nah, man, he wasn't thinking that. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, oh man, I can't follow this guy because he knows my dad. Right. And he still cares for his dad. He still cares for his dad, even though he was, you know, shooting up the club and spraying up the club, trying to get his dad's attention. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Tommy, he rolls up on Tommy, which I love, and he says, yo, you know, I don't even have the strap. I don't have nothing on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? And, you know, Tommy's like, what do you want? He's like, yo, you know, he's like, who sent you? Jannard, Diamond's like, nah, nobody sent me, man. You know, I'm just doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to let you know, just watch your back. You know,
right.
Yeah, just watch your back. And he's like, why you telling me this, bro? Why you coming out here telling me this, right? He's like, I got my reasons. And this part right here, Amy, Tiff, I was like, D-Mac, just tell him that you know JP, like that's your father. I want him to just spill it all out. But of course, you know, they got to drag this thing on forever. You know what I mean? They got to drag it on forever. I wanted him to tell him, but even Tommy's looking at the camera like, yo, he could have told me, but he ain't telling me. He ain't telling me. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't going to tell me. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's a lot of things that stood out. The date that Lauren had and Liliana was on the date with him.
Right. Which I thought, you know, so when Tommy told her, well, I guess you're going out too, you know, I'm thinking she was gonna be incognito, you know, sit at the table behind. Like, no, she's sitting right there.
Sitting right there, right? So, I mean, it's a romantic spot too. I mean, they on the river.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, they on the Chicago River chilling, like, what? Beat it, sis.
Right. Right. I mean, she right there. He like looking at her like, and who are you? And she's like, oh, crazy. I'm a third wheel. Look at her. She's like, I'm a third wheel.
Crazy.
Like she could have sat at another table. Nah.
She was right there in the mix.
But see, there's a reason for that. You know the reason. Like she didn't want Lauren to tell her date, like, yo, they got me captured, you know, locked up, kidnapped me, and put me in the ab to da-da-da-da-da. So she had to sit right next to her to make sure she didn't come out her face and say the wrong thing. Okay? So it was well planned out. I mean, she seemed kind of cool with it, even though it's a third date. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but she's feeling dude. She likes dude, and like y'all in the way.
Yeah, she doesn't have that, as you say, Miss HR. She doesn't have the proper work-life balance. It's like kidnapped in the lab versus I'm on a date. Like that priority is way down here at this point. You know what I'm saying? You can forget about a date, bro. You know what I'm saying? Until you get this thing done, right? Until you can get this thing done. So, what happened? Here's what happens, right? Okay, let's keep going. Jannard, he gets a taste of the Dahlia. He's like, oh my God, oh my God. Let's talk about this young lady right here. Man, oh man, oh man. I know Adrian, that's her name, Adrian. And we find out she's a reporter and she's doing a story on Diamond. And her reporter chief wants her to freaking basically take Diamond down and say that he's a kingpin and he's gonna put himself back into the, to lockup or whatever. Like, what do you think about her? Talk to me.
I think, she doing her job, but she playing with fire at the same time. But I don't know. I think she's kind of feeling him in the mix too.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I'm trying to do what I need to do for the sake of, the story, the sake of my job, the sake of my career, but at the same time, I'm into this dude.
Yes. I agree with you. I believe that she's falling in love with Diamond and she really doesn't want to do the piece, right? But she has to do the piece if that's what she wants to do. But I don't think she's going to do it. I think if she does anything, she's going to twist it where Diamond's not going to be involved. She's going to have to do something. But we'll see how loyal she is because she really falling in love with her. She really falling in love, right? So look at your boy here. This is the part where your boy Vic gets a taste of Dahlia for the first time, and it's like, he's depressed. He's depressed, right? You know why?
Of course.
Because Gloria left him.
Gloria's gone.
I mean, this dude was up in the window, talking out the window like, yeah, Glo, we could get breakfast and all this and that, looking up at the sky. Turn around. She left him a note. She gone. She gone, man. She gone, man. Like, and some people like, yo, you ain't hit it right, son. If you would have hit it right, then she wouldn't have left.
No, I mean, listen, we learned early on, Gloria B, she's known to dehydrate people. So, I don't know if it's that. I think it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Honestly,
and I think she really does love him, though. I believe she loves him, but, with his family, it's just too much.
I think that Walter's behind this. I really think Walter's behind it. Like, yeah, they got sprayed in the last episode and the whole nine, and yeah, Gloria pulled out the strap and shot back. But I think Walter's behind it. Because when he sat down with Walter's like, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I know you heartbroken, but you're going to get over it, son. He's like, you don't care about his feelings or what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? But Vic gets a taste of the Dahlia, and guess who is looking? Tommy
right at him.
Looking.
Like, what?
Tommy is pissed off. He's like, mother, right? mother. At the same time, too, that's he's seeing it from like right here at this point, this perspective, but he doesn't know what's happening on the back end. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So he's already jumping to mad conclusions that he's wrong. Right.
Well, he's jumping to mad conclusions because your girl, Claude, put that girl up to giving Dahlia to Vic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I already know, like, again, this supports what I'm saying as far as Walter, because how does Claude know that Gloria left Vic? Because I don't remember seeing them having a discussion about that.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? So how would Claude know to send this girl to Vic to cheer him up with some Dahlia? You know what I'm saying? I think that Claude and Walter was part of why Gloria left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just my theory on it.
You have a tendency to be right, so I'll rock with you.
You gonna rock me? I appreciate the confidence, ma'am. I appreciate the confidence. Absolutely. So we're gonna wrap this up, man. Okay, man, we've been going for a minute. Okay, we got a lot to talk about tonight. I love that. Yeah, so JP, you know JP, he wants to get in the game. He wants to get in the game with Tommy, and Tommy just doesn't want to put him in the game. But I think he's gonna put him in the game. Based on what I've seen, I think he's gonna put him in the game. Let's go all the way to this part right here. Diamond wants to know about it now. Everybody wants to know about it right now. But I want to show y'all the eligible bachelor, right? Because I know y'all single, right? Y'all both single. I want to show you an eligible bachelor that you guys definitely should consider. You know what I'm saying? Consider this man right here.
Man, listen, if you don't stop playing with me, listen, let me tell you something.
Consider this man right here.
Let me tell you something. When I tell you I was weak, and the reason why, I was like, man, if this ain't Gary, Indiana,
what?
Like, man, listen.
You better watch it. Gary, Indiana, may be watching.
That's y'all representation, real talk.
That is not correct. Don't say that. Listen, don't say that. You trying to sell records. Don't say that, okay? Shout out to Gary, Indiana. This guy's a character. Shout out to Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs, the rapper. Freddie Gibbs who played this role right here. But I just wanted to show you this eligible bachelor right here. This guy right here, I'm telling you, he got his eye on you. He got his eye on you. He looking directly at you at all times.
Let me show you this. Look at this with your good eye. I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this show.
Yeah, that was so offensive. And Marshall's like, yo, come on, man. He's a veteran. It's like, he ain't no veteran, man. He fell, bumped his head, and now his eyes messed up. He ain't no veteran. You know what I'm saying? But Marshall's like, yo, that's my cousin, man. Don't be talking about him like that, man. But then he gave him some product. He's like, yo, so this way, when I come back, we won't have to go through this dance no more. So he's like, what's up? Can we come through to Gary, Indiana and do some business? Like, all right, welcome to Gary, Indiana. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. It's all good. But look at Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child.
Look at Destiny's Children right there. You know what I'm saying? Standing there like, right? They standing there like they got it going on. And yeah, the scientist, Lauren, she comes through. They looking real fierce there, though, right? They looking like, we got all the time. We got it done. We got it done, son. We got it done. So of course, your boy come in there. I mean, this first time we see Tommy almost cry for joy. Right? Like, you got it done. You did it. I can't believe it, right? So they all try it. It's the last scene. They all try it. And man, they are laughing like crazy, boy. I mean, what are your thoughts on this, Amy?
I'm just like, first of all, I was kind of shocked that Lauren even tried it.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't think she would.
Yeah.
And the fact that she did, I was like, okay. But what gets me about, this particular product is it's like instantaneous. It's an instant high.
Right.
Like to the moon. And they, definitely on something. If you got something good, be it good or bad, you got something good. And they definitely have something with this product. And the street's about to really get to talking.
Man, listen, your boy Tommy was laughing like he was the Joker. He's like, like it was kind of creepy. I mean, even when
it was, and they slow-moed it. It was.
Yeah, she looked kind of weird. Like, I'm like, what's wrong with you, Claude? You okay? Like, but yeah, I mean, they all giggling, and it's about to go down. It's about to really, really pop off. So yeah, I really like this episode. Another reason why I like this episode because it was very scientific. They really went into the science of it all and was breaking it down. And I mean, for Lauren to be a scientist and a Black woman at the same time was so sexy to me. You know what I'm saying? It was real sexy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in black women empowerment right there. You know what I'm saying? Representation. I like that. You know what I mean? I like that. All right. So
minus the criminal activity.
What is that? What is that again?
Minus the criminal activity.
Absolutely. I mean, she again, just like she said, I'm not the dealer. And Tommy's like, don't worry about that. I am. You the scientist. You just be the scientist. So she is the scientist. Okay. What happens after that is not on her. Okay. Right. It's on her. So scale of 1 to 5. Scale of 1 to 5. What do you rate this episode?
I give this one a 5.
Give this one a 5. Man, we got a lot of 5s today. We got some 4s, 4.5.
That was my first 5.
Okay. I mean, because we only cover the dope shows, right? The great shows. I mean, come on.
It's true.
Good stuff. All right. Good stuff. So yeah, Tip, you can send me your rating after you finish watching it or whatever. That's fine. It's okay. Nicole, what do you rate it? You probably gonna rate it a 5, right? I'm sure. Right. So yeah, family. This is it. Like, I appreciate you hanging out with me, man. We've been on for quite some time. I appreciate it. Again, before we head out, make sure y'all go ahead and download. Did you put the pre-save link in there?
I did. I put the link in the comments.
Okay. I'm looking for it. I don't see it yet, but yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, family, and make sure you get ready to download one of the greatest albums you ever hear on the planet. That's right, on GP Records.
You know what? Right. We're not doing this today.
Journey Through My Journal is coming out March when?
March 31st.
March 31st on all platforms, family. This is a hot album. I already heard it. I got the sneak peek myself. You know what I'm saying? You might hear a familiar voice on that album too, maybe. But anyway, family, you're gonna like it, you're gonna love it. Definitely give love, show love to Amy Veronica. She's gonna put it up on all her platforms, all her channels. Look out for it, fam. Coming out March 31st. Long time coming. Congratulations again, Amy V.
Thank you. Thank
you. Yes. Tiff, what you gotta say to the people?
Good night. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Tifinity TV.
You like, give it, that's all, folks. You like, come out. Good night. And you got the thing in the background. That's what's funny. You got the thing in the background. I was like, good night. Family, ATL, I don't know. Let me know. Do you like ATL? Do you want me to do some recaps on it? Let me know what you want to do, fam, because again, ATL is another show that's like to the left. Is that left? I don't know if that's left on your side. But yeah, man, it's kind of wild. From what I've seen so far, again, we watched it last season. It was totally weird, like totally someplace else. So definitely let me know if you want me to do recaps on that. Again, I appreciate all of you for being on, all of you watching live, all of you watching the replay. Thank you so much. Thank you for the love and the support for all this time. We're going to keep this thing going. Thank you, Nicole, for always coming on the live with us, and anybody who's definitely commenting in the comments. We appreciate it. Definitely, please give it a like, comment, absolutely share. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, not only to my page, but subscribe to these lovely young ladies. Amy Veronica, Tifinity TV, my co-host on the line. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me again. It's my honor and pleasure to have you on the channel. And family, you already know what it is. It's Amy Veronica. It's Tifinity TV. It's Nicole.
Your man, VACAY.
It's your man, VACAY. And until next time, come on, y'all.
Salute.
Appreciate y'all for watching. See you next time. Good night.